Hey there everyone, this is Ever. Welcome back to my playthrough of Veteran Odyssey 4. Today we're going to do the Warp Savior, and the Insatiable whatever that thing's called. Anyways, post commentary at the start, because I almost never talk during the beginning of a Super Boss segment. It's just habit. In Bissell Claw, I didn't talk at all, and against the Endbringer, I didn't talk at all, against there's a lot of bosses where I just don't talk at all. So to start this off, I'm going to check my injection to make sure that I have all the right chemicals. I do, so I go through the chemical compound, and the Poopa is going to hate my guts. This is the chemical fight. I don't dare do the non-chemical fight, because A, it is not required for 100% completion, and B, I just don't care, and I do the chemical version of the fight because it's easier on me. I'm a very lazy person who only wants to do what is necessary to get through. So, there you go. I'm going to scroll through their setups real quick. Their equipment is fairly straightforward. I'll go over their forges in a bit. Some special skill notes here. Flora has the Dance Mastery, which is important for burst gathering, and everything else is normal, mostly. Frost doesn't have Origin Rune, she just uses Blizzard during the fight. This is also, there's my Forge Scrolls, there. If you ever wanted to know what these things are forged with, now you know. The Fragorok is the only thing I go super out of the way to forge for. You really don't need to forge that much for the chemical version of the fight. You just need to try to make it strong enough that you can make it through you can kill him the first go round. Because if you can't kill him the first go round, you have to, take some rounds to try to amrita yourself back up, and it might not end well. That thing is nasty. Compound weakened it. Yeah, even then it's still a threat beyond the capacity of human understanding. Okay. So we're going to start off with the Insatiable Pupa. When I did this fight, I wanted to see if I could do it without the use of status conditions, not without the use of status conditions per se, but without the use of, basically anything useful. I did not use status conditions on the Insatiable Pupa section, and I did not use status conditions on his big form. Which is, that's more necessary in the non-chemical version. Like, if you don't have a Arcanist on this fight, it's not the end of the world, and I think I demonstrate that pretty well. Though, arguably, getting confusion on a whole lot of things at once is really useful. Nightseeker with Spread Throw can probably get the same result, as long as you have some form of status infliction for the second phase. I split this guy into 3 phases: the Poopa phase, the Claw phase, and the eye opened phase. And he switches between second and third phase as the fight goes on. The first phase is all about setting up in his face. I don't care for him in his weakened state. His attacks are much weaker. The acid lowers my team's defense, and I consider healing it off for a bit, but I never really go for it. I just go straight for the attacks, and everything ends up going okay. As you can see here, I contemplate using the Unihorn. I basically went into the storage system and grabbed any healing or useful item I could find in it. So that's why there's medicas and stuff everywhere. Go for some typical stuff here. Star Drop, I'm basically attacking turn 2. If you have watched my previous videos, you know this is how this team works. Every iteration of this team I make is to get ready on turn 1 and then smash face on turn 2. That's just how I build my teams. That's how I really like to play the game. Turn 1 setup, turn 2 sweep. I don't like setups that take too long to form. I like getting into the action immediately. So that's why it's like Vanguard then starts star dropping all day long. And that's why it's like Blood Surge and start Swift Stabbing all day long. I don't use Charge, even though I could use Charge. It's mostly due to the fact that Swift Stab's inaccurate, that if I charge and all the Swift Stabs miss, that's really bad. On the other hand, if I use Swift Stabs twice, and one of them has a flunky accuracy rate, it's not so bad. which is why I don't charge Swift Stabs. It's slightly inefficient TP-wise, but it's really efficient combat-wise as it makes sure the misses don't hurt as much. On to the second phase. I know I didn't talk too much about the first phase, probably because he was a pushover. Second phase, the Chaos Circle goes off. Two of his things are confused. The Claws, I believe, are capable of doing really nasty things. The Buds are capable too, but I think I just don't end up having any problems with them. So, buff ordering is important. Guard Tango, Attack Tango, Refresh is the current order. If I use Freedom, it's going to overwrite the Guard Tango. And then I'm going to use a Rune, which is going to overwrite the Attack Tango. So that will leave me with the Refresh, the Freedom, and the Rune. And that's important, so you have to know your buff ordering. That way, you know, things get done. Set up the Ice Rune on this, set up the Atrophic Eye on this. Basically weaken down all of his pieces. He's going to make my attacks more expensive, which isn't a good idea. Gandra, I should have used Shockwave with Gandra this turn. That would have made the fight slightly faster, but I ended up accidentally using Swift Stab instead, which is my fault. So I didn't do anything. If I used Shockwave, these guys would have all died a turn sooner. Oh well. I'm gonna Black Mist so that the Claws stay confused. The Buds not being confused is not something I can really deal with. I do have Refresh Regen up, so pardon me, Refresh Regen? This is an Eternazi 3. I do have Refresh Freedom up to block any status ailments that try to get in my way, so I'm not too worried about it. I could have used Wide Dance, but I believe I just end up going for the Amrita. Small cut there. Yeah, I went straight for the Amrita. And I start spamming. I couldn't really decide on a star drop target. Sakura can't really do that much when there's no single target to just slam down upon. But otherwise, I'm figuring it out. Gets you put out the Blizzard. The Blizzard's going to do a crud load of damage. It's so good. And now it'd be really nice. So star drop. That Bud's basically dead. Used Head Crusher, didn't do anything. The Panic Claws don't do anything. Atrophic Guy goes out, and now everything's weakened. Blizzard Rune comes out and does, like, way too much damage for its own good. Shockwave does a huge chunk of damage as well. So that's about 2,000 damage to each limb now. With the right Bud taking an additional, like, 400, so they have, like, 2,500 HP each, maybe? Maybe 3,000? Yeah, if I use Shockwave the other turn, like, most of these would be pretty low health. I believe I figured this out soon. Live commentary is going to come up in about a minute or so. I believe this turn I just go to kill the remaining limbs and not worry about it. You need some way to decapacitate these limbs in order if you want to really stand a chance against this fight. There's two ways to do it. Night Seeker Spread Throw with a basically either kill the limbs fast, like the moment you can. You can status them all so that they don't do anything, or you can, I don't know, win the fight really super early. I don't know how. I'll find a way to do it. Funnily, the Conceited Bud just gets killed by his, like, every confused limb ever. I reset up this circle. Blizzard, the TP return gets back. Frost never has TP issues. The only person with TP issues in this fight is Gandra.
Alright, notes.
Oh, live commentary.
Opens his eyes. Takes an entire turn to do it. I believe this dispels all of my buffs. No, he's gonna open his eyes and then do that. So I can probably squeeze in damage right now, right? Not taking very much damage. Oops. Thought that dispelled my buffs. No, that's his first move. Alright, so... starting now... have this slightly planned out. Attack Tango Vanguard. Charge... Inferno. Should be Gleam. Probably Fire Rune? Yeah. Will be Fire Rune. Then a Trophic Eye? Chaos Circle's up. I think Charm Eye is definitely more useful starting next turn. Alright. There goes all of our buffs. Alright. Refresh has to happen. Star Drop. Swift Stab. Inferno. This is the only time Frost attacks in this sequence. And Erin is free to do what she wants, which is a Charm Eye. Refresh is up. Hits once for 2,500. That's not bad. Except for the part where it only hit once. Okay. You jokester. Chaos Blizzard. Alright. Dismiss heal is not an option right now. Dora. Dora. Star Drop. Swift Stab. Even though it's not doing as much damage, it's still good. For setting up Ice Rune. We get to use a Ice Coffin next turn. And 3. Which should be a circle. R and Amrita. What's Flora doing? Medora, because Gandra needs to live. Right, okay. I think we set up the circle this turn. Gandra being able to attack I think is a little bit more important. We have another Medora. Let's get Gandra pumped up. Star Drop. Medora. Free energy. Rita. Stab, stab, stabby, stab. Only getting these 3 hits is kind of sucks. Auto heal's going out. Nice. Alright, we use Ice Coffin on this turn. I really wish Gandra would hit more of her attacks. Okay, this is the Bolt Cyclone turn. Medora 2. Star Drop. Swift Stab. Volt Rune. Or Ice Coffin plus Volt Rune. Circle. This should have happened a long time ago. 3,000. Star Drop. Medora, Medora, Medora. Volt Rune. Chaos Circle. Didn't have him. Nice! 4 hits. That's more like it. Embrace turn. We need to use Wide Dance. And we need to use Wide Dance for the incoming status elements. Star Drop. Stab. Galvanic. Party heal. Wide. Chaotic Embrace. Managed to not kill herself somehow. Wide Dance gets us all healed up. We needed to use this misheal this turn. And then he... Holy Crest. What does Holy Crest do? I don't have it on my notes. Why don't I have it on my notes? Why don't I have Holy Crest on my notes, guys? Ah, crap. I forgot what it does. Well, this is last turn of Vanguard. Alright, this misheal is necessary. Star Drop. Stab. Galvanic. Okay, I'll circle up again. There we go. Chaos is back up. Holy chest. Oh, it's an untyped attack. Okay. I think we win? Alright, Vote Rune's still up, yeah. I think we won. Maybe. Alright, quick step. Wait, is closing his eyes fast or slow? Oh, I don't know. Quick step the Gandra. Stabby stabby. Use the Zeus's Wrath. And the Galvanic Rune. And... if he's still alive, use Charm Eye. Quick step, stabby stabby. Win. Alright, cool. That's it! Alright, that wasn't so bad. I thought that guy was going to be much worse, actually. Turns out, if you have a list and you know his attack order, you can kind of make good damage. So seriously, literally, guy got notes. Look at this sheet of paper, man. I know you can't actually read those notes, but whatever. It's important that I had these notes. I basically looked at all of his attacks, figured out what I could do on each of those turns, and then I capitalized on it. So, Warped Core. Destroy the central core of the abomination of vines and leaves, and the thing eventually stops moving. Your unbending will has overcome to the malevolent incarnation of plant life that surpassed human understanding. No other registered guild could have possibly accomplished such a feat. The thing to do now is to return to Tharsis and deliver the account of the unknown battle to the Outland Count. Okay, cool. But first I'm going to set up the back to normal setup. Back to our regularly scheduled Eternasi 4. Alright. So, that was a boss fight. I guess I just used Chaos to deal with the claws and everything else ended up just being fine. That's how I see it anyway. Let's get this room mapped out. He has a cool room. Look at this room, guys. Like, seriously, this place is nasty. This guy was in here. And the thing before, we could only see this place from a distance. It's a really cool boss room, really. Much like the Abyssal God in the third game. Where it's just extremely decorative and very appropriate. Oops. I mapped it slightly wrong. Circular room. I don't think there's anything in his room. At least, I don't think. Doesn't seem to be an encounter right here, so I'm gonna check behind the, behind and make sure I didn't miss any events. I went the wrong way. So, if I were to bring a food to that fight, I would recommend anything that boosts your tech, because the elements wide attacks are the most dangerous attacks he has. And most of the time, they won't kill you if you have the rune up. It's nice to have a buffer zone so that your people don't die and you don't need to heal as often. Petrify resistance is really good, and that's all I got for you guys. So this unlocks the ultimate weapon for everything. This ultimate weapon can be forged 8 times, every single iteration of it. I will not be even bothering with these things. Like, I have seriously no need for them. You can do whatever the heck you want with them. It has 8 slots on it. It's the ultimate weapons of the game. I don't particularly care for them. So hey there everyone, this has been Life, as always. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll actually do a Pelennelep, and then we'll start working on the compendium. I'm gonna see you guys then. Bye bye.